Welcome back, guys. This is part 4 of WandaVision, episode 4 review. Right now, we're talking about questions that we have that we want to see answered with these next couple. That was episode 4, right? So that means we have 5 more episodes. So right now, the question is what happened in between from the end of Endgame to the beginning of WandaVision. What happened to Wanda to make her create this reality? And Nuno was saying that he thinks that she went to Doctor Strange, and that's going to be part of like the setup for the movie. And when Wanda learned about all these different realities, she probably got the idea to create her own, right? So, and then Nick had something to say here, so I'll give it to Nick.
So as I was thinking, something clicked. So obviously he can't be snapped back because he's an inanimate object, and he was killed when the gem was ripped out of his head. So when the Infinity Stone was ripped out of his head, obviously Vision is just a body. So in the 3 weeks after, I think she took the body and tried to find someone that could bring Vision back.
Mephisto.
I recount everything I said. And she was going to that town because there's someone there, and that person worked for AIM, and then the shit went down.
Okay. That's good.
And she was trying to bring it to AIM to get rebuilt, and then that guy's working on Ultron, and boom.
That's
right
the
there.
informant. That's the informant for
The
Jimmy.
informant is an AIM agent.
Oh man.
That's trying to rebuild Vision.
I mean, we
That's
got
trying to
we got
rebuild
Nick.
Ultron and gets Vision's body, and when something happens or she sees Ultron and she freaks out and causes this whole.
We already got Nick 1 for 1. So you guys heard it here first. You know that there
Dude,
it is.
I'm just throwing out everything I can possibly. He's hoping that something sticks on the wall.
That's what I mean. We throw out about 100 theories. One of them's got to be fucking right.
One of them's gotta be right. That's how we got last week.
And so my next question, though, before we go to any of your questions, is you guys keep bringing up Speed and Wiccan. My question with that is, yeah, these kids were born. So were these kids are these kids part of the kidnapped part of the town? That way I would understand, and she made them her own kids. I guess that's kind of weird. But do they actually exist?
Pushed them out.
Did she though? We didn't see.
I don't think anyone would want to fake childbirth.
I'm just saying.
I think they might. I think that's what the comic book might be. That they're like born to other parents when she really kidnapped them. So I think that's how it's gonna play
That's
in.
what I'm saying. Like
And they're like her kids, but she kidnapped everyone, so the babies are kidnapped too.
Or it is just like in the comic books, and they are created from Mephisto. Nick,
Fuck you guys.
See, that's my only question. That's
Mary
my
got
only.
pregnant with Jesus without doing anything, so maybe she's got some miracle like that.
So you're saying
Maybe she's
Mephisto
God.
is Jesus?
Maybe she's gonna fight Mephisto. God.
Or why not babies? Like, she has that type of power.
Yeah. So, but I'm just saying, like, it's just weird if she's creating a different reality. If these kids did not exist before she made this new reality, so how can they be existing after she eventually,
I reckon
breaks everything down?
they're already in the city, and that what's his name? The guy that plays Quicksilver in X-Men. He's a person from that city.
And she reverted him back to a baby to do whatever she wants. That's kind of weird,
Right.
man. But whatever. No, I don't know. That's my question. But I think they may not
for that-
exist.
no, honestly, for that, I really think that it is just like in the comic books that after this after this reality is and this dome is taken down, Wanda did just create them, from nothing, because she has the ability to
She has a reality stone powers,
Yeah.
so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
she has the ability to create and manipulate reality, and it really is
She can literally do anything.
Yeah.
she can literally do
Anything.
anything. So it's just her bringing these.
She can
her
do
children.
anything but bring
She can
Vision
create
back.
people, and she can wipe out half of a civilization.
That's a plot
Did
hole
you know
right there.
that the beekeeper guy is actually the ice cream serving guy?
Damn, Nick loves Wanda much, huh?
I'm
He's
just-
trying
I'm
to
just
die
saying.
for Wanda, Nick.
It's just based off like the facts. Like if they're gonna keep this like, because MCU has been so good with keeping things factual, like
Yeah.
as much as you can. Like they've been so good, like things that happen are things that are tied so close to the comics. I feel like if they're gonna go with power set, in the comics she said no more mutants, and so many people lost their powers, and people died and stopped existing,
and one thing that I do want to mention, and I guess this is a theory, and we're now talking about questions, but talking about this, and how is it that these kids are going to exist out of the dome and all that, and Wanda's ability to affect reality. I think that a possible way in which Vision can, a bunch of things, in which Vision can come back, in which Speed and Wiccan are created, all of this stuff, Ultron, as well, is that it goes back to how Wanda got her powers. She got her powers from, again, experimentations from Von Strucker, based off of the Mind Stone. Wanda in herself is a creation of the Mind Stone.
No, it's the Reality Stone.
Huh?
It's the Reality Stone. Isn't it?
Wait, sorry, what?
Is it the Mind Stone or is it the Reality Stone?
Yeah.
The Mind Stone is Vision.
Wasn't it the Mind Stone as well?
I know Vision is Mind Stone 100%, but like her power, she's got that red looking thing. I'm pretty sure that's the ether.
No, it was also from the Mind Stone.
I guess we all have to go rewatch Ultron right now. We have to go watch Age of Ultron to find out, because I can't remember.
Yeah, but it is the Mind Stone as well. I think that her connection to the Mind Stone is going to give her the ability to somehow, I don't know, either reforge the Mind Stone to be able to bring Vision back, or that because of that connection to the Mind Stone, she'll be able to somehow
I don't know. You know what? That'd be pretty good. I like that, because if she brings back the Mind Stone, now that sets up the problem that the Ancient One said, in the fact that there's only one stone in this universe now, because all the others are destroyed. So if she brings back the Mind Stone, is she gonna have to actually bring back all the stones as well? Because we do know from the comics, like the recent run of like Infinity whatever, the Infinity Gems always return. They always return in
like the Dragon Balls.
Yeah, exactly. So this may be a way to bring them back. Yeah, exactly. Like she's gonna get her wish of Vision, and then they're gonna return. There you go. But I like that. That's pretty cool. Do you guys have any questions that you want to see answered?
No, I thought it was a solid episode, a solid wrap up and review of the episode. I got a bunch of new info from you guys. I loved it. I mean, loved everybody's input, man. It was epic.
So, Carlos, you gave it a 10 last week. What do you give it this week? 11?
Oh, yeah, let's do that. Start with Manny.
All right,
let's
25. 25 out of 10.
25 out of 10.
$25.
No, honestly,
Put the money in my hand, man.
This for sure is an 8.5. Like when we were watching it, when we started watching WandaVision, I didn't think my wife would want to watch it, so I watched it by myself in the morning. Then in the afternoon, she decided to watch the first episode. She loved it. So now I'm still doing it. I'm still watching it twice in the same day. When we were watching the last part where I knew Zombie Vision was going to come up, but I didn't tell her anything or anything like that, she audibly gasped. She was like, oh my, like she got so scared. I laughed and everything, but then like she was like really sad for Wanda. Like I didn't even, like, to me, I saw this and I was like, oh, Wanda's a villain, blah blah. That's all I see her as. My wife immediately was like, oh my god, I feel so sad for her. Like she's grieving. Like that's so sad. Like it is sad if you really think about it. Like if you want to look at it that way, take away the villain.
Your wife is a better person than you, man.
She is, man. I was like, oh, she's the villain. Get her. Put her down. And she's like,
I feel bad for Vision, boy. My boy was like, okay, let's do this with the baby. Like, okay.
Yeah, so I give it a 8.5 because it was really good. Like it could have been longer, and that's literally the only issue I had. 8.5. Carlos.
Guys, you know that I've been a champion of the show from the beginning. I gotta give this one a 9.5 just because I thought it was executed. I thought it was executed so well. from the blip, bringing in connections to the MCU, really boosting the appeal and the great use of C characters, answering questions that we all had. The production value of this episode was amazing, and it leaves you wanting more. So overall, I thought that this episode was great. The half a point that I deducted from this is because it was too short. Yeah. But it's a good problem to have. Again, it was just a little jarring on how so much action happened and the way that it left off. But overall, 9.5. Loved it. Can't wait for the next one. Yeah. Carlo, what you got, man?
I'm gonna copy you and say 9.5 as well. Not 10 because it's not perfect. Yeah, we all agree it's not long enough, but hey, that's what we get. So we should be grateful. Yeah. Nick?
I'm gonna go with like a 7.5, 8.
7.5, man. Go ahead.
Because I'm hoping that something happens in the future that rocks my socks off. I'm gonna give it that space because I want something to exceed it. I want, like, in my mind, a 10 is something even better than this.
Yeah.
Like this is great. Like I'm trying, like, with all my stuff. Like I used to rate my comics. I used to like give everything like an 8, everything a 9. And I'm like, no. You gotta lower the standards. You gotta give things lower reviews so that when something really blows your mind, it earns that, and it really said, because if this episode's a 9, and then next week they bring in every Avengers character from the movie,
it breaks the scale. Yeah.
Then we retcon this episode. We retcon this episode like Disney, and then it gets deleted off Instagram.
If something crazy happens,
we do like post review again of this episode.
So this episode,
so that's why I'm gonna say
5,
7.5, 8. Like,
crazy.
I can't really decide if it's an 8 or if it's a 7.5. Obviously obviously it's a TV show, so it's not gonna be long. But I wish it was a little bit longer. I feel like it went by really quickly, and like I got a lot of information really quickly. But at the end, I was like, wait a minute, that's it? Like, and I had to wait a week, and it didn't answer anything, which kind of got me all screwed up.
I feel you, Nick.
Yeah.
What?
No, I said, I feel you. I get it.
And then there's like just things that I think that could have been added or like adjusted that could make it a little bit better. But basically, I think it's a perfect episode, and I think it's up there. It's that 7.5, 8 range is like where all shows should be, especially when like I personally didn't like the first 2 episodes. Like I gave them like 4s. Like, oh, we're good.
You're listening. You gave who a 4? Who?
It's AIM. Yes. 7.5, 8. Leaning towards the 8.
Nice.
Nuno?
Yeah, so I'm just going to give it a 7.5. It's been progressing throughout this whole time. I can guarantee the growth of it, so I definitely want to enjoy the growth and look back on the videos that we did and say, wow, I went from like a 3 out of 10 to like it's a 10 out of 10 show. So maybe as a whole, like a Chronicle watched as a whole, it'll be a 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10 maybe, as a whole, like all together. Don't just watch each single episode. So this one's 7.5, and I see it just improving unless they mess up something, but I don't think they will. Matt?
Nice. Yeah, I'm saying 7.5, but I'll go with Nick's theory, man. Like, that's why I don't jump the gun, even though it'll be an awesome episode. I won't say 10 because how do you know another episode is not going to be as good? But to be honest, I've never ever gave a film or a TV show a 10 out of 10. I just don't think there's such thing as a perfect score in like film and TV shows.
Clockwork Orange is a 10.
For
The Boys is like 9.5 out of 10.
The Boys, I'll get like 9.5. Like I'll go 9.5.
Go watch Clockwork Orange.
I said The Boys. He's like, yep, 9.5, 10. Yep.
Everyone has different taste. Everyone has seriously. This show was a fucking 2-3 back the first 2 episodes. I was like, I'm not going to waste my 28 minutes of my life.
Hey, imagine Homelander. Imagine Homelander on that little set right there that they had, that little scientist. He would have just came in there, just flew in there real quick, started zapping everybody.
That's the thing. It's hard to rate, especially Marvel, because obviously watching DC majority of the time, and stuff like The Boys and that. I like the dark, gritty stuff. So, but yeah, 7.5 for me. I feel that this show's got a lot more to come. I really think the last episode is going to make Doctor Strange sell more tickets than what it would have without this show.
Yeah.
Or whatever show this ties into, that movie's going to make a lot of ticket sales. And I think that's what they're going to start doing with all these shows, is that build them up into making you buy tickets to the movies.
Prequel movies, little prequel movies. I like that.
Yeah, that's what it is. So that you go, because Doctor Strange obviously didn't sell much. This Doctor Strange now, I bet you will sell way more than the first one. That's what their plan is. But 7.5. I think we got to. I just hope next week we're not going back to the 50s, 60s, maybe the 80s or 90s, wherever they're up to. But
Halloween.
It's going to be hard to eat that. Hey?
Yeah, I hope we get that Halloween episode.
I think Halloween. It should be Halloween next, because it's only 5 episodes. 5. What is that? 5 steps to grieving or whatever. So hopefully we see some of that involved too, or getting over some stuff.
I hope the next episode splits it a little bit. We get glimpses of outside and inside the dome.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
There was no commercials this episode. That's another thing that screwed me up. There was no commercials or references to the commercials at all.
There was just that guy putting on the tuxedo in the mirror, and it cut it off the commercial.
That's right.
I think the Hydro cuffs or something.
Right.
Yeah, no, well, in that case, no more questions or anything, so I think we can go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Make sure to follow on Twitch. Make sure that you go to YouTube and you subscribe, send it to all your friends. Check us out on our own little Instagrams. Nick is on Twitch as well. Is anybody else doing their Twitch still, or have they started or anything?
Yeah.
Not yet? Okay, well, y'all will start. I'm the same way. I'm like, I'll start sometime soon. But either way, that was a great episode. That was a lot of good theories here. I really liked the bringing Ultron back, like Mark II Ultron thing. Sword being run by Hydra or AIM. That was so confident, man. You said that so confidently that now I believe it for sure. That's exactly what's gonna happen.
We all called it. We all called it as a group. I mean, I think it was Carlos or Carlo that mentioned something, and me and Nick elaborated, and Matt was talking about it too. I think we all said it as a whole, man.
But you made the statement. You made it. You're gonna make it happen. No,
a statement heard here first on these.
We need to end up because we keep being right. We might get pulled off. So there you go.
But other than that,
people might not like us.
I want
these bastards. They got an insider.
I want the next episode to start off showing Monica in a hospital bed, completely broken, because there's no way that she could have just gone out of that without no scratch. But
got a blood nose. A little bit of a blood nose. Right,
yeah, some kind of blood or something. But other than that, we'll see you guys next week. Appreciate you for tuning in here. All right, see y'all later.
Hey guys.
Let's see.